think that's set up right. Oh my god, I look so fucking gross. Yuck. Yuck. Alright, what's up everybody? In today's video, alright, I'm so excited to you because I just stumbled across a new little artist and synchronously he lives like 20 minutes away from me. I'm shook right now. Can't wait to show you some of these paintings. Literally, y'all know I find the good stuff. We know I find the good stuff. And then we can go over some, maybe if we have time, go over some other art. But first I have some things we gotta check off. We have a little list. We got a fucking list of some things that we need to go over. First of all, Sacha and I will not be having our show tomorrow. She is taking care of her dad. Send him all of your thoughts and prayers. So we will be back next Wednesday. Love you all so much. Where to begin? Some of this tea is a little bit old. I don't even really know where to start. Let's start with just this one, I guess. Do you remember how they were like trying to stop daylight savings time or whatever? They had voted that we were just like not going to do daylight savings time or something, and then like that was never talked about again. I guess it still needs to go through like another voting round or something. Plus, it's like by individual states. Like there are some states that do it, some that don't. So I don't know if this is something like federally that will happen. But it seems like if they do go ahead with it, it would start next year, like November like 5th or something in 2023. So it wouldn't technically start this year. And I don't know, with this whole like Pluto going to an Aquarius in the spring bullshit and just like everything else, I feel like messing with the time thing. And I get it for people who don't live in the northern part of the northern hemisphere. It doesn't seem to make that much difference either way, but let me tell you, as someone who spends a lot of his day outside, it's very advantageous, at least in my opinion, to have the daylight savings thing. I just think it's like weird too that you can just like vote to like completely change. I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's suspect. I think it's sus. And I thought that was gonna maybe start this year, but I guess not till next year. And like sort of I guess going on with the time bit. Already getting ads last week for like Black Friday deals and all that bullshit. Okay. I don't know how like to put this, but like if you're one of those like Black Friday shoppers, like there's something wrong with you. Like consumerism like reached a tipping point like 5 years ago. So if you're still one of those people who are like waiting in line to run into Walmart to get a TV, it's like how many TVs do you have? You know what I mean? Like at some point I don't know. Please don't be one of those suckers. In fact, I'm having like a really hard time approaching the holidays this year. This isn't something I really wanted to talk about, but it's just I don't know, it's something bizarre. I've complained on here several times about having like Christmas decorations like at the store and it's fucking Labor Day weekend, But right now, where was I? I was in a store somewhere over the weekend, and I don't know. They had like the Halloween stuff, and then like they had wreaths like on top of it, and then they had like decorations, and then like Halloween costumes. It's just like weird. It's just like here, let's throw a whole bunch of crap at you, And I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it. I like Halloween. Halloween's chill, but like even Christmas, in the past couple of years, I have tried to focus more on the solstice and that side of just yeah, I don't know. The Christmas consciousness is something that I don't even know like how you would escape that. But man, that stuff, like there's something very, very weird about all of that. Like in my opinion, like the Santa stuff, like I remember like the Tartarian group, they did a video on this like last year about someone just once you see it, you can't like unsee it, and there's something very weird that happens around all that Christmas stuff, and I just don't want to be a part of it. Again, I don't know why I didn't want to go in this direction so early in the video. Trust me, hang on. There's a really cool artist coming. But yeah, something that just feels very off with like the holidays this year. Maybe I'm just weird, but again, with them like trying to change the time, and I can't. Again, it would be nice to be able to go and buy furniture and have it delivered like within the year, not waiting like a year and a half or longer. Like I don't know why I need to buy ornaments and wreaths in September, but like I can't get furniture for like another year. You know what I mean? Like how about we pause some of our manufacturing and just like prioritize and triage, as they would say in the medical industry, and just like, ugh, I can't with it. Um, where should we go from here? Did anyone see this? Like came up my recommended because I don't really watch her that often anymore. Ever since like she got pregnant, I couldn't. But Trisha Paytas, she put out this video on just like I guess sort of her regrets about going just living a very hypersexualized persona on the internet and just like doing the OnlyFans and all of that, and just like some of her, I guess, regrets around it, and just wishing that she would have put a more wholesome uh, image out there, I guess, of herself. Just how she was, as she, I guess, seems to be healing or integrating herself inwardly. It seems that this hypersexualized persona is something that she's just sort of like pushing away. And I just think that's very interesting, again, with everyone doing the OnlyFans and all of that. It's an interesting conversation. Here's one closer to home. So my dad, I love him so much, but he, how do he do this? Manufacturing side of a business. He has to like hire a lot of people for that, and you guys know how like the job hunt situation is right now, like looking for workers. You're just like there's nothing out there, you know, so you end up like scraping the bottom of the barrel, you know. Getting all that shit like under your nails, and you are just scraping. And some of the people that you get in those scenarios are just a little crazy, you know. And there's just maybe it's the people plus just like the times right now, because things are intense, and so like people are just so broken. But like my dad like frequently has to deal with like security concerns, of people threatening to bring like guns to, you know, and just like really crazy people that go off when they feel disrespected, you know. Certain types of people, and just like you don't show up on time, and then you get nailed for it, and then they want to come and like SHOOT up the place. It's just, I feel for my dad because he's like close to retirement, and again after all the bullshit of like the past like 4 years, and just being at that point in your life, like to have to deal with that increasing exponentially in the latter part of your career must be not very fun. But again, just because like the hiring issues, it's just like finding people to work, you're just getting like not very competent people. Uh, yeah, so I wanted to share that with you. This one's kind of interesting because you know we love our words, we love word etymology and history and all of that stuff. I didn't realize that the word glamour, as in like the magazine, as in glamorizing, glamorization. Glamour, I guess, comes from, I think it's Old Welsh. I'm probably wrong, but glamora, I guess. And what's interesting is this word, I did not understand that. I did not know this, but this word has like an undertone of enchantment, sort of like a spellbinding capacity in regards to, I guess, beauty, but glamour is so much more than that. And I don't know. I never thought of glamour having, not necessarily nefarious, but again, that sort of enchantment undertone. Uh, I don't know. I kind of like that. You guys know I prefer fantastical storyteller language, fantastical, fairy tale driven storytelling language over all of like the AI stuff. People who talk like, you know, you just gotta like deprogram yourself, you know. You know, you just gotta don't fall for the programming, you know. I got this download the other day. You know, people who talk like that, you know, they tend to use words like patriot. What else will they do? They'll say like it's not a vaccine, it's a gene therapy. They just like, I don't know, it's just people are so crazy. I love them so much though. Bethany Frankel, I bring her up again. Do you guys remember that clip I showed like a couple weeks ago of her talking about, she was on like Good Morning America or something, talking about she's taking on some of these tech companies and their algorithm and stuff like that. I guess she filed a lawsuit or something against, I don't know if it's TikTok or one of the social media companies. Again, I don't know how it has to do with like her algorithm or just like copyright or something, but she's all up in the drama there. It's just very interesting, very, very, very interesting when you have a lot of money and a lot of lawyers at your hand, like what you can do. Uh, I don't know. And I bring this up because she kind of got into it back and forth with Heather McDonald, who you know I love from the Juicy Scoop. Heather McDonald, in the past day or so, she posted this TikTok, um, like coming out or something how she had to address that she's pro-choice, that she's Catholic but she's pro-choice. And we've like talked about the abortion thing. We don't need to go through that here. Y'all know I think it's wrong to kill your child. Again, like do what you're gonna do, but it's still like murder, you know. Um, and I don't know. You never know. Like the person who could like solve all of this could be that person, and you just like snuffed that chance out. You know. I guess we're gonna have to try again. You know. Oof. But yeah, Heather McDonald. I guess it's like obvious. I guess 'cause she's from like the West Coast, but she is like a Catholic schoolgirl. But if you looked at, like I was looking in like the comments, and it was just crazy. I don't know if these are bots or just like people commenting the same thing, but like dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people saying like I'm Catholic but pro-choice. I just think that was kind of interesting. Just like I feel like one of the major tenets of Catholicism is being like pro-life, and maybe it's just like again the total lacks in discipline when it comes to these types of things. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know. Um, the draft. Oh yeah, people are talking about like the draft and with like in regards to Ukraine. Ukraine more like Jewcrane. Uh, yeah, there's no fucking way. If you think that, what is the? It's like better a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war. You know. Yeah, I would be. Pew! I've told you I biked across the country. Like I would be gone faster, faster than you can say Quidditch. No, there's no fucking way I would ever. And someone's like, "That's a felony." I'm like, so you know, like I'm not freaking doing that. Are you kidding me? Um, yeah, but in regards to like the bots thing, too. Sorry, that was just like I have to constantly remind myself when you're like investigating anything on social media, the whole bots phenomenon, not just like the porn bots and all of that and how like messy all of that is, but just like if you're like say a real housewife and you're having beef with another real housewife, that you can like pay companies to like produce a whole bunch of bots to like go after like certain people in like their comment section, and just like you can also like create entire false dichotomies of just like false conflict, you know, just by using like fake bots, because everybody thinks that what they see on social media is real. Because our reality has gotten so augmented, you know. So the bots thing is crazy, and I remember like this was like way back in like 2015, 2016. I was watching I was still like pretty liberal then, and I was like watching like MSNBC or something, and they had some kook on from like someone in Silicon Valley or something. He was just talking about how like the phones and social medias and all that, and just like how it changes like your behavior in like these little ways, um, and how he was arguing that it would probably be wise to have like a percentage of Congress and the other branches of government to maybe have people that aren't in that sort of consciousness. If it indeed is like sort of tweaking us in the background, it would be nice to have people who are sort of like removed from that influence. And I don't know, all of that has just gotten so crazy. And I've said one of the most frustrating things with like the right is this total blind spot for like technocracy and technology and all that. Like it's so frustrating. Like even with like the PayPal thing, it's like, yeah, cancel your account, like that's fucked up, blah blah blah. But it's like the whole like boycott Netflix, like all that stuff. It's just like good for you, but at the same time, like good luck taking on PayPal. Like I don't know. Like I've commented several times for months and months and months about how the right just has this like again, especially for I think it's what makes it so hard in my brain is these are like traditionalist conservative people, who are trying to, in my opinion, when you use those words, you're trying to maintain like a certain way of life. And this technology stuff, I'm not saying like get rid of it 100%, but there's like a discussion that needs to be had at some point about just how this has like ruined so many things that we hold dear, and maybe a way of like mitigating some of this. Like it's ruined so many like aspects of connection and human interaction and stuff like that that I would like to conserve. Um, I don't know. It would just Yeah, but the whole technocracy thing is a blind spot, and like the left and leftist people tend to push it. Not that Elon Musk is like leftist, but it's like these types of personalities. Even Kanye West. Actually, that's something on my list. Just like more thoughts on the Kanye West thing. Like, I don't know, you guys. I think the thing that's most interesting to me about it is the fashion side of it. Like him talking about like Anna Wintour and all these other fashion people. First of all, um, I feel like I knew this in the back of my head, but I was like shocked to be refreshed by the idea that Josh Kushner is married to Carly Kloss. Like I feel like I knew that like years back, but it just like clicked in my head. Um, and we'll get to that. But like the fashion side of this, I think is really fascinating. Because when I guess Kanye wore like the White Lives Matter shirt, and you guys know how I feel about that, blah blah blah. It was Anna Wintour who gave the like go ahead, he said, for people like Gigi Hadid to like attack Kanye. That like people like Gigi would never have done that unless someone sort of gave them the green light to do that, which I totally believe and understand. And just like Anna Wintour, as she's like the head person of just like Condé Nast, I think not just Vogue, but like most of their publications. I think she has like her grimy little mitts all over. And it's just fascinating again, like especially the Gigi Hadid angle because she like her dad's literally his first name's Muhammad. Like they're like Muslim, I'm pretty sure, and they're very very like pro Palestine. So it's interesting having her sort of approach Kanye, especially because they're always calling her freaking anti-Semitic. Um, I don't know. It's very, especially now with Kanye, like snaps for you for taking on the Jewish establishment, like go for you, honey. But I just think it's like I don't know. I still think it's very weird that someone who lives in Hidden Hills, California, okay, who has hundreds and hundreds of acres in Wyoming. I'm sure he has other properties around the world, townhouses, etc. You know, like that like his like shock and awe moment is like nearly 3 years later after George Floyd wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt at some high security like fashion event. Like why don't you try wearing that shirt on the south side of Chicago? Why don't you like wear that shirt into like Snap Fitness and go for a jog for 30 minutes and see what type of reactions you're going to get? Because I don't know. Kanye, he plays a lot into like the whole like racism stuff, and I don't know. I I again, props to him for taking on the Jewish media establishment, but I don't know. When it comes to like, I have this concept going through my head a lot recently too. The whole starving artist, like that you have to be like sort of poor and sort of like rough in life to be at producing quality stuff, and like Kanye now being like a billionaire, again, like White Lives Matter was the best thing that he could come up with. Like he's a billionaire with all these fucking connections, okay, in all these different industries, and this is something he talks about and brags about, okay? And like this is like what we're getting. Like that's where the bar is. Let me tell you the house, girl, okay? If I had Kanye West's money, bank account, influence, like my hometown, my whole fucking state would look like fucking Atlantis, okay? Fucking the architecture, all these gardens literally everywhere, fountains, it would be bitch. Like, and he's sitting here wearing like a fucking like polyblend White Lives Matter t-shirt, and it's so frustrating. And I talked about it before about like we used to have like the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, like all that type of thing. They built like these huge libraries allegedly, like again Tartaria theory right there, but it's just like they gave us like something a little bit more. Like the rich people are not taking care of us pedestrian folk, not at all. Aesthetically, that's supposed to be their job, but instead we have someone like Kanye and his wife and sisters, for that matter, who have just been like desecrating the bourgeoisie for like fashion inspiration for at least the past 10 years. We milk and we milk and we milk. But yeah, actually, I would be curious to see. I wonder if they're shooting for their. They probably are. I feel like they're always shooting for something. But for their Hulu show with this Kanye stuff, because I would love to know like the sisters' like opinions on just like the Jewish media, etc. As people themselves who control huge aspects of the media, I would love to hear what they think about the Jewish aspect of it. I don't know. I think it's very, very interesting. But again, Kim Kardashian is like BFFs with Hillary fucking Clinton. And I think that's so creepy. And she's someone, again, Kim just like doesn't understand how like allying herself like with that is So I mean, their career started going down in 2016, but it's stuff like that where it's just like you can hear the nails in the coffin. But anyways, back to Kanye. Because remember, Trump, after he got elected, before his inauguration, one of the first meetings he took after that November election uh, was he went to One World Trade Center and met with Anna Wintour. So I always thought that was kind of like curious, you know. Um, and I guess now that we know that Anna Wintour gives green lights to like attack people, like bots IRL, uh, I don't know. So that's more thoughts on the Kanye thing. And then as far as like Carly Kloss, Josh Kushner, because Carly, she's like a pretty girl, don't get me wrong, but I was always curious as how she books like so many jobs, and she's involved in so many different things. And she was one of those like learn to code type people too. And then I realized it's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you're married to Josh Kushner, the access that you, yeah, I don't know. But also Kanye, like if you're sitting at a dinner table with like the Kushners and Ivanka and all, how hard is it to get stuff done around here? You know, I'm someone maybe I don't work I don't really work well in teams, I don't think. I'm like very efficient at getting stuff done by myself. You know, I can delegate like no one's business, but anyways, just two last things and then we'll get into the art. Sorry for drag and it's on and on and on. I guess one follow up thing on the fashion thing. I agree with HRH collection. This is like old tea, but designer bags and stuff is totally done. Like exclusivity is like a thing of the past. All of this democratization of everything and there's like this easy access to everything has like ruined. I get most my clothes come from like four different places. Okay, Goodwill, Cabela's sales rack, no, fucking Walmart and gas stations. Like that's where I get like 100% of my wardrobe. You know, like wearing like designer like anything is just like why, you know. Someone walking around with all the fucking labels and stuff, it's just so I don't know. The social media like ruined a lot of things. I think as much as it created so many new sort of genres, I think it ruined some other ones, or at least made them have to change like a lot. And that's just influencer culture in general. Um, just I have a note here. Can someone show Candace Owens how to contour her nose, please? Yeah, I get she comes up on the recommended a lot, and in these thumbnails, it's like her face. I'm like, it's it's almost there. It's almost there, but then it always comes back to me. It's the nose. Like someone needs to tell her or show her kindly how to contour her nose, and just sort of like just there's something off there, and she just needs a little you know. I think it would help. I think it would help. In that arena, Fox News. So like somebody in my family love Fox News and they watch it religiously and just like sort of like listen and consume it like at all times. And that one Jesse guy was on, and I had like walked in over the weekend and like just sort of like listening. They were talking. Jesse was talking about how the Republicans are going to sweep in the midterms, and like the evidence for that is how the Republicans have increased support by blacks, increased support by Hispanics, increased support by going like all through the races and stuff. And like I just like, how can you sit and listen to that? You know, how can you sit and take that? And I'm starting to like really realize where so much of the cuckoldry comes from. Like, how can you listen to that? Like for a a network, just like a whole, they have contempt for you. Like imagine them saying like white working class on Fox News. Like it's never gonna happen, you know? And like don't you feel humiliated? Like how can you still consume that and still be sort of like subconsciously enslaved to that? I don't know how to describe it, but I just am like, is it I don't know. I don't know. Like I find it humiliating and I don't know why. But I think again it's the cuckoldry, uh, because they don't care anything like they don't care about white people. You know, like I said, the big sweep that the Republicans are predicting is because of you know their increased support from all these other demographic groups. You know, but what about me? Stop! You're hurting me. Knock it off. Okay, was that the last thing? Yes. Okay, let's switch gears here. Sorry for boring you all to death. Let's just switch gears to a little bit of art, okay? So, backstory. I don't know how I found this person. I'm probably just late to the party because I'm late to the party with everything. But found out that this artist lives literally 20 minutes away from me. I'm like, what? He's like 1965, born like, 30 miles that way. And I'm just like, holy shit. If I have it, I'm literally going to go to like the town hall this week and try to track this person down just to talk to them because this guy, it's like, I think it's out of oil paintings. It's kind of post impression-y, whatever. How he lights these paintings and just like the color and intonation and the emotion and the energy, it's all fucking there. Okay, his name is Daniel F. Gerhartz. Okay, wait, let me switch you over here. Okay, where should we start? So this first painting here, it's called Homecoming, and I want to get into this more, but there's something about this painting that I find incredible. All right, I don't know if it's just how it's lit or the subject matter. I You guys, like, I can't even. I've been staring at this for like an hour. I came across this today, okay? So I'm just like really excited about this. So much about this painting. I don't know what it is, but has a profound impact on me emotionally. And it's just the lighting in it, and again, the man and the woman, and just like the whole scene is, and the time of day is just like I understand this perfectly, okay? It's called Homecoming, and I want this. Someone send me like a big old print of this, please, because I need this. I want it. There are so many. He has so much work, which is fantastic. This one here, I fucking die, you guys. It's the lighting and the hair, I think, that do it for me. But like what? So beautiful. Again, I like the time of day. I think that's what. Again, as someone who spends his entire day outside, like I understand the lighting perfectly, and just again the hair and the clothes and the whole thing. He said, I guess he's influenced a lot by like Russian contemporary, like Russian, like paintings and painters. I guess. I'm just like shook by so many of these. Let's go through this. There's like a site I have. Is this showing up? Yeah. Like the expression on this one, this girl, I feel like I've met her before. Like very, very beautiful. And what would you guys say? This is like kind of like post impression-y, right? Like just sort of like quick. I love that. This one, I mean, some of them are just like whatever. This one I thought is really pretty with the dress. That seems to have, I don't know, this sort of like this opalescent, pearlescent sort of vibe to it with the light. I think is breathtaking. Just like beautiful stuff. Like I would love to have these all over my house. This painting, I don't know if this is, I feel very, I'm going to screenshot this now actually. Very psychically connected. I hope this, I hate when that happens. We got to do this twice. Very psychically connected to this. I feel literally like the little boy, or is this a little girl? I don't know. I don't care. In this photograph, again, the time of day, the colors, the whole thing. I understand this totally. This one's very pretty. Love this one. Again, the fabric, all of it, the subject matter, the lighting, very, very, very nice. Love that painting. Another one by the beach. I think that's incredible. Love this with the horse. There was a couple other ones that I really, really liked. The expression here is divine on this girl with her cat. These two are fucking cuties. This one is lit very well with the candles. There was this like ballerina one that was like next level. Again, the expression on this girl, I feel like I've met her before. Maybe it's just like the roses and the candlelight. I don't know, but I am enchanted. That one's pretty good. Where is this ballerina? I think I'm gonna have to type it in. Ballerina. Was it this one? Or is it, no, it's this one. Isn't this incredible? Like what? Like the color, I don't know what it is. There's something about this that I don't know. So good. He has a lot of work. A lot of work. And I want to meet him. Like I said, I have no idea how to approach this. Like, I just go up and start talking to anybody. Actually, that's something we should. Sidebar. No, I can't talk about this on the internet. That's I'll just whatever. There's this like down the road, there's just like this excavation daddy who's been working there for like a week, and we're just gonna stop. We're just gonna stop. This is very good. What is this? I like this with the church. Oh, she picks out. Oh, this one's called Water Lilies. I don't want to log in, you stupid bitch. Um, yeah, this is the water lilies. This girl, love this. I want to save that. I want that one printed out as well. See if there's some more. Yeah, what's this one called? Remembering. With them at the church. Again, the time of day is impeccable. Um, this is pretty. The welcome of spring with the house. Yeah, Wisconsin represent. I'm so proud of this. Again, not all of them are like, they're all like good. You know, the craftsmanship is definitely there. But some of them are just like the subject matter is really. He paints a lot. Like, how do you do this so quickly? I, I don't know. I don't know. But I love this ballerina one. And where is, yeah, Homecoming. Love this painting. This is Daniel Gerhardt's. So good. What have you commented? Was it Viking Insane? I'm sorry, I don't remember. Love you guys so much. But you were talking about some other painters after my last video. You mentioned Hopper. Love this painting of Hopper. I actually had Christmas cards a couple years back of this painting with the Santa Claus in it. Christmas. What the hell am I going to do with Christmas? I obviously, I connect with the loneliness of the painting. Hopper, he's fine. Again, I like a couple individual paintings. This one, I love this gas station one too. So Hopper's fine. Again, American, and you know they're fine. Not like my favorites of all time, but I appreciate it for what it is, and I like this one a lot. You mentioned Rockwell, I believe. So Rockwell, I have like mixed feelings about. So like growing up at the cottage with like my whole extended family, like if you needed, basically if you need to take a shit, okay, you go down to like the basement bathroom, okay, and you just like sit there for an hour and do your business. And like there was this Rockwell book in like the sort of stack of books and magazines next to the fucking toilet, and it had so many of these images, and I just never, I don't know, like I appreciate, again, he's American, right? I didn't really care for that Lana Del Rey album, Norman fucking Rockwell, I think it was called. Like, again, some of the subject matter is fine. It's a little cartoonish for me. Appreciate it again for what it is, and it talked about a different time in America, my god. But yeah, he's fine. I would say I like Hopper better, or Hooper. NC Wyeth was another one that you had mentioned. I love. Here we go again with the homecoming trend. This is one of my favorite paintings of his. I've seen this a couple different times. Just like the sentiment is very nice. Very, very nice. The little dog's expression. He has a couple that are pretty good. I like this with the birch trees. It looks like some sort of like fur trader, Native American, or sorry, fur trader, Indian scenario. Here's another one that's pretty good. Yeah, Wyeth is good. I like him. Again, a little like post-impression-y, right? But Wyeth is good. Thank you for your suggestions, by the way. But yeah, that homecoming painting is one that would be most recognizable to me. I guess, did Wyeth? Yeah, Wyeth did, I guess, as well, Treasure Island. The illustrations in Treasure Island, which I've never read, but maybe I should read it. I kind of want to find like an old school copy of that. Let me keep that tab open for that. Okay, and now we're back to Gerhardt's. So yeah, I hope you guys liked that. I know I just sound probably like some, but I just, some of these paintings, when it comes to like the color, I just appreciate them so much, and I just like to share them with you all. Um, what else? Oh, House of the Dragon. Let's just finish with that, and then I have to go. I've been talking way too long. House of the Dragon. Yeah, so the last episode wasn't. They're like really stumbling now with like plot stuff, where they're just making some stuff off that goes off from the book, which is fine. You know, we love uh, creative control, but they're just like doing stuff that's a little amateurish, and it's going to cause issues throughout the rest of. There's going to be multiple seasons, I would think. This first season has 10 episodes. We just watched the ninth this past weekend. Um, it should have been 13. Like, I don't know why they did 10. 13, I think, would be sufficient because they had to rush some things that I think are going to bite them in the ass later. Chief among them, introduction of dragons. You don't, at this point in the show, like, you don't really know who has a dragon or like who. It's very they might make like a comment here or there, but they missed a lot of really cool opportunities for um, situations involving the family and like the family's dragons all sort of coming together, and especially because there were so many actor changes because they like aged the people multiple times throughout this first 9 episodes that like if their dragons coincided with that process, I think it would make a little bit more sense. But some of them, I'm like, it's been like what, like 20, 30 years. It's like, do you even still have a dragon? You know, like it's very confusing. And now when the dragons start to die as the show progresses, I don't think it's going to have the emotional uh, depth because there's just like that connection was never made. And they could have really done it in pretty simple ways that I'm very curious why they navigated around. Um, there are other issues again with like the plot. The music's been great. Like last, yeah. So episode 8, there were two um, scenes that had really great music. One of them in particular that I've been listening to a lot is this sort of like family dinner scene, which is actually it's a pretty well done scene. I would have tweaked a couple little things here and there with the scene, but as a whole, it's like a very sad moment because you sort of sense this impending doom as you know what's about to happen, and it gave me strong parallels to maybe what like some of the royal families of Europe felt before World War I, of just like inter-family civil war must be nuts. Um, everyone's family is different. I mean, my extended family, we've had crazy shit happen, but to the point of like killing each other. Like I don't know. Um, how it takes that turn is just wild. And there are some things that they've like hinted at throughout the series that I wish they would explore more. That I don't know. It's fine. It's whatever. It's just frustrating that they're like really simple like narrative uh, pillars are not really there at all, and they just sort of like amateurly like wing it. It almost seems, and I think most people would agree that they would rather wait for something quality than have to like rush through something. But then again, if you're one of those people running out to Black Friday, and you're buying like all this, I don't know, something. No, we're not going to go in that direction. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Please, like I said, go check out that Daniel Gerhardt's guy, that homecoming painting, and some of the other ones I think are just really, really, really nice. So, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to leave it there. Remember, no show with Sacha tomorrow. Wish her all love,